haul of 2025, take 1. That's actual dust. Okay. Welcome to the first haul of 2025. I'm very excited. I am also filming my first video on my brand new video camera, so I hope that the sound is okay. I have microphones, but I haven't charged them yet, so they're not picking up any sound, but I'm like trying out the camera's sound, so if this doesn't work I'm gonna have to redo this, but let's pray and hope that the sound is okay. I've got a big haul for you. Some books I bought myself and others are actually from Christmas because I never did a Christmas haul and I think it's about damn time that I did, so let's jump right into it. You're so vain, you probably think this song is about you. The first book we have is none other than The Spell Shop. Was I influenced by TikTok? Yes. Yes, I was. But isn't that what BookTok is for? You know, to make us spend more money on books? No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to buy your books. You can listen to audiobooks, ebooks, library books, whatever format you choose to read in is fine. Just look at this cover. If this doesn't look like the coziest, you know, snuggle up with a thick blanket in front of the fire with a hot cup of tea book, I don't know what this is. This is the definition of fireplace with a blanket and a hot cup of tea. I have not read it yet, but I am thinking of putting it on my February hopefuls, because otherwise I'm gonna have to like wait until fall and it's like cozy vibes again and there's snow out and like minus 13 Celsius, so this is definitely the time of year to read this. This is about Keela, a librarian who happens to have an unexpected romance and is like thrown into an adventure, and I don't know anything more than that, so I am very excited to be picking this book up soon. Next up we have a book that I have already read and loved. I gave it 4.5 stars. It was one of the first books that I read in 2025 and it was so good. It's unlike a lot of books that I normally read, and before I like went looking for it after I read it, I had only heard good things, but then I saw some controversy, like differing of opinions, maybe not controversy, but differing of opinions on whether this is good or not, and also like a debate on whether this should be YA or not, which I don't think it should be, even though it has some like YA tropes and storylines that are like typical for YA. I definitely do think there's too much violence and like graphic violence for it to be YA, but that's a whole other discussion. YA or not, I loved it. The Will of the Many. A lot of you have probably been seeing this on BookTok, and let me tell you, it is so worth it. Like, I only gave it a 4.5 star because it was slightly slow in the beginning and because the world building is so like mind-boggling. I'm not the like smartest math person. I can't do math whatsoever, and the world building does include some math. They do explain it very well. I'm just not smart enough to understand it, so every time there was like a bit of heavier world building, which came in like increments. It wasn't like a world building dump. There was no info dumping, but when those like increments came, it kind of took me out of the story a little bit, just because I had to try and figure out what that meant, and I had to like literally like close the book, put it down and be like, okay, so that means that that is that and that like, you know, I had to go back over it in my head, which, you know, took me out of the story. But I love the characters, I love the found family, I love like, you know, an academy where they have to train and compete, and that always hits home. That's always good. We always love it. And I don't read many books with a male main character as the only POV, but I do love the male main character. Just this jacket is stunning. I heard that they were going to be changing them, which did not make me happy because these are stunning. But this is just a plain grey one with some gold foiling on the side, but then you get the goods on the inside because there's a really good map and you'll need it. But It's a stunning cover. I really, really hope they change their minds and don't change it for the next one. I will be reading the next one, that's for damn sure. I will just have to, you know, freshen my mind when it comes to math before doing it. If you have a Roman Empire or love the Roman Empire as your Roman Empire, this can be your new Roman Empire. That didn't make any sense at all. That's about as confusing as the world building in this book is. Next up, we have another book that I've already read, and I'm just going to show you the spine. I got this from my sister and my sister's boyfriend for Christmas. My dad brought this back all the way from Canada because they lived there, not my dad, but the other two. So they gave this to me. I was over the moon when I opened this and saw this version because I had no idea that this had these sprayed edges. But if you love Greek mythology, this is the book for you. The games gods play. If you have read Neon Gods, or what are those called, or Darker something that I've also read, that are Hades and Penelope love stories, this is a Hades love story, but it's Hades and a mortal. And let me tell you, this romance, I gobbled this shit up. I was giggling, kicking my feet, squealing, jumping up and down, swooning, salivating, all of it throughout this story. I love the main character. She's quick-witted, she's what's it called? She's sassy, she doesn't take any shit, not even from gods. The plot is amazing, it's so good. Again, trials. So in this story, in the games gods play, what I loved was that it's not just the Greek gods. All gods that exist, or that's how I viewed it, all gods that exist rule over a certain domain. And I think this plays out in San Francisco, or to some extent in San Francisco, but in the domain where the main character is, the Greek gods are ruling. And every 100 years they have a competition where every god, except for Hades, because he's already king of the underworld, so he hasn't been actively been a part of the games before, each god chooses a mortal to be their competitor in the games for the crown of Olympus. So this is the first year that Hades has chosen a player, and that player just happens to be the sassy thief that is the main character. And this is so good. I am going to be, if I haven't convinced you to read this already, I am going to be showing you, first of all, this gave me Percy Jackson vibes. And then, in here, we have this stunning artwork that is absolutely gorgeous. And I have not turned off the sound of my voice. Hello? My phone, which is a rookie mistake. So, we're turning that off right now. Anyways, I'm someone who gets a lot of bookish tattoos, or a lot, maybe, over exaggerating, but I get bookish tattoos. And this book, I love this book so much that it inspired me for another bookish tattoo. I loved it so much, it was my first 5-star book of this year. And I will just read the back for you, because it just says, "She'll fight for her life for the god of death." I have never loved Hades as much as I loved him in this. And that is saying something, because I am a lover of Hades romances. In books, I love the god of death. And this is a grumpy, sassy Hades who has Cerberus shows up. And it's the most adorable puppy dog ever. And Charon. Charon is in this too. There are so many of the Greek gods showing up that it's amazing. I love it. You should love it, because just read it. The rest of the books I haven't read. None of them. They're all brand new, and these are all books that I bought myself. Look at that. So, the first one we have... Why do I say the first one all the time? Let's cut that out. I feel like my stomach's going to be gurgling. Wait. Am I hungry? Maybe I'm hungry. I need to go make a snack after this. Anyway. Amid Clouds and Bones. I know that the cover looks like a romance book. When I just saw this cover and didn't read the blurb, I was certain that this was going to be a romance book. But this is actually a fantasy book. This has half fairies, or the main character is a half fairy daughter of a mortal king, I think. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember what the blurb was about, but it hooked me. It made me buy it, so obviously the blurb did its job. It was a good blurb. The Seelie Prince loathed everyone, but none more than me. Throughout the years leading to our nuptials, each encounter grew more terrifying than the last, as he demonstrated how he'd earned his infamous reputation. Fear would only do me faster, so I learned to hide it with games I soon became happy to play. I wasn't supposed to crave a monster, but just when I thought I might tame the untamable, fate intervened and delivered me straight to his enemy. No, wait, I just remembered why I bought this. I need to read this in. This needs to be put on my February TBR, please, because I'm already hooked, and I'm already in love with this enemy that we don't even know the name of. Is this gonna be a love triangle between Atakan, the enemy, and did they say her name? No? And the main character? My foot has fallen asleep again. Why does this happen every time I film a YouTube video? If I had a nickel for every time my foot fell asleep when I filmed a YouTube video, I wouldn't have a lot of nickels. I'd have 2. But it's weird that it happened twice, right? Next we have an actual romance book. That again, I can't remember. No, was a Christmas gift. I lied. I'm a liar. I didn't buy this, my mum did. Loving Romeo. I mean, just the title. Just the cover. This is Magnolia Falls Chronicles, it's called. First of all, the cover is stunning. Anyway, I'm not even gonna pause on that. Oh, I get the title now. He's from the wrong side of the tracks, and she is Magnolia Falls royalty. And then shit goes down. I don't know watch it because I haven't read it yet, but I'm excited to find out. There's gonna be drama. Hopefully a lot of drama. I like books like these. Like, I love a bit of like just a splash of trashy reality TV shows in book version where there's a lot of drama and not toxicity necessarily, but like on the verge, maybe. Just a bit, just a tad. Next we have Forest of Souls. I have been wanting to read this forever. I said this in a video recently when I opened this package. I have been wanting to read this for years. Since I like started getting back into reading again in 2019. I don't know why I haven't bought it yet, but I finally have it in my hands. And these kinds of covers, we want more of these kinds of covers. They are stunning. And this is actually signed as well. And I bought it for like £7. Even less. I bought it for like £5. And it's signed. It's probably not her actual handwriting, but still. And right, I almost forgot. First of all, there's a spider in gold on the book, which, let's put that upside down, because I don't want to look at that, even though it's a nice detail, but god damn it, I hate spiders. The dust jacket. I can turn it inside out. I don't own a single book that has a dust jacket with art on the inside. This is my very first. And I am like a schoolgirl giggling over it. This is so pretty. Like, the artist who made this is so talented. I'm obsessed. I kind of want to turn it inside out, but at the same time, this cover is stunning. I have no family, no home, no talent other than fighting. If I'm not to be the shadow, then I am nothing, and I am tired of being nothing. I'm already hooked. Prediction, 5-star read. Just putting that out there. Looking into the future, my clairvoyance is telling me that that will be a 5-star read. Next up we have a book that I bought because my book club picked it as the book for January, and I was planning on reading it on my Kindle, but then I saw it really cheaply on Vinted, so I bought the Iron Widow. I just butchered that. The Iron Widow. This cover, first of all, has me hooked. It's given Crown of Feathers. I love Crown of Feathers, so I am already very excited. This cover is stunning. I don't know much of what it's about, but I do know that there's some very good fan art out there that got one of my friends hooked, and I saw a quote on TikTok posted by the author, I think, not 100% sure, but it might have been, that made me really want to pick this up, even before my book club shows it. So I am very excited to be reading this, and it's just plain black on the dust jacket, but you know what, the cover is so pretty that that doesn't really matter. There's a love triangle in this one that turns out to become a polyamorous relationship. This is a quote from Julie C. Dow. Like its ferocious heroine, Iron Widow is brutal, bloodthirsty, and full of rage. We love it. Setian's fight to shatter patriarchal definitions of power makes for a truly thrilling read. I will love this. This is giving me that, there's a sound on TikTok where it's like a woman just wanting to murder people. Like if in a fantasy book. Like a sound that is giving that vibe, and that book is giving that vibe. I really want more books like that. I'm so excited to be reading this. Because women, right? But wait, women who can kill. This book sadly got a little bit damaged when it travelled. It didn't really get damaged, the cover just got bent, so I am going to be trying to like put it on the heavy stuff so that it gets flattened. But it's Bewitched. I have been seeing this all over BookTok, especially during autumn. I know I'm late to be buying it. God, my foot is asleep. I knew you would become my queen. Hello. Nice to meet you. Wow. I really love this cover. After I read The Crimson Moth, I really wanted more witchy books, which this is supposed to be. And there's supposed to be an academy. Going to an academy to train to be accepted into Henbane Coven, an academy for young witches. I want to be a young witch, desperately, so I will pick up any book that has witches in them. Next up we have my first T. Kingfisher book, which is apparently a pen name or something like that, and that's Nettle and Bone. I've seen a lot of BookTok videos talking about Kingfisher. I thought that was a male character at first, which it still could be, but apparently from the videos that I was watching, it's an author, and a lot of people said that to find out if you like this author's writing style, you should read Nettle and Bone. So I bought it. It looks like quite like a short, fun read. It's like 321 pages, which is perfect. And apparently it has like a skeleton dog, which I'm looking forward to. Or a zombie dog, or something about that. But it's the shy, convenient raised third-born daughter, Mara, that has decided that no one is coming to her and her sister's rescue, and she's going to have to rescue them herself. And just that had me hooked. I don't need to know anything more. I saw the cover. The cover is gorgeous. I love it. We need more of these types of covers. Publishing houses, please. I mean, it's so weird. Publishing houses know what we like. We can readers complain about ugly covers all the time. Why do you keep making them? Like, you know the recipe for a good cover. Use it. Another book that I already know will be getting me hot and heavy is Lost and Lassoed. I can't get enough of cowboy romances. I need to read more cowboy romances in 2025. I have a lot of them on my TBR already. I have seen a lot of recs. It's been becoming more and more popular. Elsie Silver is the queen of cowboy romances, but Lila Sage is in second place. Like, they're competing for that spot, those two queens, because they keep serving us the best cowboy romances ever. They're like the only ones who have written cowboy romances that I've read, so other cowboy romance authors, don't take it personally, because I just haven't read your books yet. But just this cover, like, seriously, I'm obsessed with these covers. I want these covers as posters in my apartment, please. Love the redhead, love the beard, love the jacket, love the cowboy hat. Everything on this cover, exquisite. This is apparently about Teddy Anderson and Gus Ryder. Now, it was a while since I read the other two books, Done and Dusted and Swift and Saddled. So I'm thinking that Gus is one of the brothers, and Teddy is one of the previous main character's best friend. I think it's Gus's sister's best friend that's Teddy. And then, of course, so it's a best friend's brother kind of story, but also sister's best friend kind of story. It's getting a little twisted in there, which we love. Apparently, when this came out, I saw this all over BookTube, and people were obsessed with the spice in this and just the romance in this overall. So I'm excited. Austin Drake did a great job with this cover. Last, but definitely not least, not in size or in story, is Throne of Secrets, the next book in the Throne of the Fallen series. Does it have a series name? No, but it does have a sinful prince and a determined reporter. And Throne of the Fallen, I feel like, really set up for this story, because they mentioned a lot of time that the Prince of Greed, no, the Prince of Gluttony, I'm kidding, I mixed them up, that the Prince of Gluttony was like bickering and fighting with the reporter constantly, and this book is about the Prince of Gluttony and said reporter who keeps giving him grief. And I love it. Give me more. What's happening? What's the tea? Spill it. Don't worry, he drawled. I won't bite until you ask me to. Well, sir, I am asking you to. My dear prince, just have a bite anywhere you want. I do not get enough human interactions in my life. And I have not been touched by a man in a very long time. That was way too much information. Anyway, what isn't are these stunning, gorgeous, most perfect hardbacks, like naked hardbacks ever. I want to get naked with the Prince of Greed, but I will have to settle for getting the book naked. But look at that. Oh, it's stunning. If anyone knows, tell me in the comments when the next book is coming out, because I will be running, sprinting to get it. I haven't even read this yet, and I already know. Like, Stalking Jack the Ripper is one of my favourite series ever. I love Kerri Maniscalco. She writes romances like the queen she is. She's so good. This must have something to do with, like, the house symbol, I think. And then it says, I think this is Latin, probably, Nitima in vetitam, we strive for the forbidden. That we do. I also want to meet a prince of hell. My life is so boring. Why can't I be a witch and open a portal and accidentally summon the prince of hell that has, like, a wolf tattooed on him, or I don't know, a snake wrapped around his arm that can move? Like, that was my first book haul for 2025 on my very new camera. I hope this setup worked well. I'm praying to the gods that the sound is working right now, because I just filmed for 35 minutes and I do not want to have to do that again. I will if I have to, but let's hope I don't. That was that for this video. I hope you got maybe some good recs, maybe some inspiration. I don't know. I hope so. Have a great day, have a great week, have a great month. I'll see you when I see you. Love you, my darlings. Be kind to each other. Bye. So flushed. Why am I so flushed? Did I actually get myself worked up with those books, or am I just nervous? Yeah, my things are cheek. My cheeks are pink. I need to stop this now. I'm done.